Imagine a day where every task, every action is a battle of decision-making. Exhausting, isn't it? Now think about how smoothly your day generally flows. You wake up, brush your teeth, maybe grab a cup of coffee, all without spending a great deal of mental energy. That's the magic of habits at work. Habits, in essence, are the subconscious actions or behaviors that we regularly perform. They're like automatic responses, programmed into our brains through repetition. Over time, our brains begin to associate certain triggers with specific actions. For example, the sound of your alarm clock in the morning triggers the action of getting out of bed. These triggers and actions, repeated over time, become our habits. Habits play a vital role in our daily lives. By automating some of our routine tasks, they free up our mental energy for other, more complex tasks. Imagine having to consciously think about each step of brushing your teeth every morning. It would be a drain on your mental energy, leaving you less equipped to handle the rest of your day. But thanks to habits, your brain can perform these routine tasks on autopilot, allowing you to focus on other things. It's important to understand that habits aren't just about automating tasks. They also shape our identity and our behavior. The habits we cultivate can influence our health, our productivity, and our happiness. They can make us more disciplined, more punctual, more focused. In a way, our habits are reflections of who we are and who we aspire to be. But it's not just about the habits we have. It's also about the habits we don't have. The absence of certain beneficial habits can hinder our progress and hold us back from reaching our full potential. Thus, understanding and cultivating good habits is an essential part of personal growth and development. Habits, then, are the invisible architecture of our daily life, the unsung heroes of routine and consistency. They shape our days, influence our behavior, and ultimately define who we are. So, let's embark on this journey together, exploring the power of habits, their dark side, and how we can harness them for our personal growth. Ever wondered about the sheer power of habits and how they can shape our lives? Let's delve into a tale that illustrates this power beautifully. Picture this: a man named John, living a life that was anything but inspiring. He was overweight, stuck in a dead-end job, and perpetually tired. John's daily routine was a series of bad habits. He'd wake up late, skip breakfast, grab fast food for lunch, and spend his evenings slumped on the sofa, watching television. His life was spiraling into a vortex of negativity, and he felt powerless to stop it. Then, one day, John decided to make a change. He realized that his habits were not just a part of his life, they were defining it. He decided to replace his bad habits with good ones. John started waking up early. He replaced the fast food with a nutritious home-cooked meal. He swapped the hours in front of the TV with a brisk evening walk. These changes weren't easy, and they didn't happen overnight, but John was committed. He understood that habits, once formed, have a power of their own. And as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, John began to see the transformation. He was losing weight, he felt more energetic, and he even started performing better at work. His life was changing, not because of some dramatic event, but because of the small, consistent changes he made every day. What's more, as John's life improved, so did his outlook. He became more positive, more confident. He started setting goals for himself, goals that he would have thought impossible just a few months earlier. John's story is not unique. Countless people have transformed their lives by changing their habits. They have harnessed the power of habits to write a new chapter in their life story. And so, by altering his habits, he rewrote the story of his life. But as with all things, there's a flip side to the coin of habits. And sometimes, this flip side can be dark. Let's imagine a habit as a tool. Like any tool, it can be used constructively or destructively. Good habits are like hammers, helping us build the life we want, piece by piece, day by day. But bad habits, they're more like wrecking balls, tearing down what we've worked so hard to build. A habit becomes bad when it is harmful to our well-being, our relationships, or our work. Take procrastination, for instance. It starts innocently enough, with a delay here, a postponement there. But over time, this seemingly harmless habit can snowball into chronic lateness, missed deadlines, and even lost opportunities. It's a habit that can leave us scrambling, stressed, and constantly playing catch-up. And then there are habits that damage our relationships. Ever known someone who's always late? Or someone who can't stop checking their phone, even when you're mid-conversation? These habits can be incredibly frustrating, creating tension and even driving a wedge between people. Bad habits can also take a toll on our health. Habits like skipping meals, binge eating, or not exercising regularly can lead to a range of health issues from weight gain to heart disease. The danger of bad habits is that they often start small and unnoticeable, but given enough time, they grow, becoming more ingrained, more automatic. And before we know it, we're not just dealing with a bad habit. We're dealing with a lifestyle that's out of sync with our goals, our values, and our well-being. But here's the thing. Recognizing a bad habit is the first step to changing it. By acknowledging that a habit is harmful, we give ourselves the chance to break the cycle, to take back control. So yes, habits can be powerful tools, but it's up to us to make sure they're building us up, not tearing us down. Bad habits, then, are like chains that are too light to feel until they are too heavy to carry. So, how do we break free from these chains and harness the power of habits? This is where our journey takes a turn towards the personal. It all begins with introspection, with understanding ourselves and the habits that we have cultivated over time. Habits are like threads woven into the fabric of our lives. Some are vibrant, adding color and strength, while others are dull, weakening the overall pattern. To begin the transformation, we first need to identify these threads. Are they leading us towards the tapestry we envision, or away from it? Identifying bad habits is not always easy. They can be as subtle as 5 extra minutes on social media, or as glaring as a pack-a-day smoking habit. But once we recognize them, we have taken the first step towards change. Next, we must understand why we have these habits. Do they provide comfort or a sense of control? Are they a response to stress, or perhaps a way to fill time? Understanding the why behind our habits is crucial in finding effective ways to replace them. Now we are ready to weave in new threads, to form new habits. This process requires patience and persistence. We can't expect to change our habits overnight. Just as it took time to form our existing habits, it will take time to replace them. Start small. Replace a bad habit with a good one. It could be as simple as reading a book instead of scrolling through social media, or taking a walk instead of lighting up a cigarette. In this journey of transformation, remember to be kind to yourself. There will be days when you falter, when old habits come knocking. Don't be disheartened. Instead, use these moments as opportunities to learn and grow. And finally, remember that you are not alone in this journey. Reach out, share your experiences, seek support. We are all works in progress, continually striving to better ourselves. Remember, the key to transformation lies in your hands, or rather in your habits. Habits, whether good or bad, shape us more than we realize. This has been our guiding principle throughout our exploration of the power and influence of habits. We've delved deep into the mechanisms of habit formation and discovered the profound impact they can have on our productivity and overall life quality. We've seen how habits, those simple, repeated actions, weave themselves into the very fabric of our lives. They become the background noise, the soundtrack to our daily existence. And as they continue to play out day after day, they shape us, mold us, and ultimately define who we are and what we can accomplish. We've also discovered that habits aren't inherently good or bad. They're simply powerful. A power that can propel us towards our goals, or if misused, lead us down a path of stagnation and dissatisfaction. Good habits, those that align with our values and aspirations, can be the wind beneath our wings, driving us towards success and fulfillment. They can make the difficult seem doable, the complex appear simple, and the long journey seem shorter. Conversely, bad habits can be our greatest adversaries. They can hinder our progress, cloud our judgment, and stop us in our tracks. They can make the simple seem complicated, the short journey seem endless, and success feel like an unattainable dream. But remember, as we have emphasized throughout, you have the power to change your habits. You are not a passive observer in the theater of your life. You are the director, the playwright, the actor. You can rewrite the script, change the plot, and give yourself a different role. You can choose to replace bad habits with good ones, to harness the power of habits for your benefit. Our journey through the world of habits has revealed their power and potential. It has shown us that they are not just a part of our lives, but the architects of our lives. They are the sculptors that chisel away at the raw marble of our potential, shaping us into the people we become. So, take charge, change your habits, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible.